Welcome to the NewsDesk. I'm your host, Shania Marape. Coming up in this edition of the show, we take a look at the new display in the KW Gallery, the arrival of the fall and winter weather on campus, and gathering of the high school musicians for honors band concert. But first, we are treated to a very exciting women's non-conference basketball game earlier this month, where the Kansas Wesleyan Coyotes took on the Jamestown Jimmies. NewsDesk reporter Darius Horvat has the story.
The game was a thrilling end-to-end counter, but the Coyotes were unable to stop the Jimmies at the Maybe Arena and ended up with an L on their record. We caught up with shooting guard and junior Abigail Lombardoni to get her thoughts on the game. Only her second ever appearance for the Coyotes.
Not great. It wasn't the best performance I've ever had. I think there was a lot of intimidation and confidence issues, but second game of the season, it's still early, so we're just gonna grow and get better from here. 2 games back to back, it's pretty heavy, especially when it's first game. You don't do a lot of scrimmaging and practice and stuff, so definitely took a toll on us, but we'll just keep getting better.
There was a great atmosphere, and while the result was ultimately not what we wanted, the girls now stand at a record of a 1-1 after a grueling pre-season. Catch the women's basketball team in action as they hit the road on Wednesday against Oklahoma Christian University. Reporting for NewsDesk, I'm Darius Horvath.
As one gallery closes, another one opens. In Sam's Hall of Fine Arts, a new installation is up in the gallery. Bill Brassey is an artist of many kinds, with his experience ranging from performing on Broadway to ballet to his current endeavor, which is studio art. Based in Salina, Brassey's work has been seen in other installations around town. His current collection, entitled Alternate Reality in Oil, will be on display in the gallery in Sam's Hall Arts through November up until December 13th. All of his work you see on display is available for you to buy during the show. Art gallery shows such as Brassey's are constantly being held here at Kansas Wesleyan University. Artists come in and share their work with everyone who visits. Lori Wright, chair of the Art and Design Department, has some insight on what's involved in the setting up of the show.
So here at Kansas Wesleyan, one of the hardest challenges that we have in regards to hanging the show is figuring out spacing and lighting. The lighting is dark in there, so we got to make sure that we're highlighting the work the best. So how we typically start hanging a show is that we will lay the work out, arrange it to the way that we think kind of visually looks best on the floor, and then we have to raise it and get it to the point where it also then is level and shows off the work in the best light. For me in particular, the only other thing that I really think, and this didn't happen with this particular exhibit, he had his backing and his materials so the work could be hung really easily. But we have artists sometimes that come unprepared that might have no hanging device, no backing, no nothing like that. And so it leaves us with how do we problem solve hanging that? And that can be a challenge.
About 30 people attended the last art gallery show and were treated to a presentation from the artists, as well as being able to look on the work on display. To show support for Domestic Violence Awareness Month, Kansas Wesleyan partnered with DVAC to hold a mocktail party this semester. The event was held to spread awareness about domestic violence and to teach students about DVAC and what they should do to support survivors of abuse and violence. Counselors from the organization are on campus to offer help and support to any students, faculty, or staff members who might be victims of domestic violence. As the fall of 2024 semester continues, the Kansas cold has started to hit. And with the changing weathers, the temperature dropping, it's important to make sure to keep up with these things in mind. Wear warm clothing, let your car warm up before driving, and give yourself plenty of extra time if it's snowing in order to get to class safely. Have a safe fall, Coyotes. KW holds many events for the community that surrounds it. One of the most recent was a high school honors orchestra concert in late October. NewsDesk reporter Kat White with the story.
Saline County High School sent out their best string players to learn, rehearse, and perform in the newly renovated Sam's Chapel. The orchestra was led by special guest artist David Luttrell and music department professor Dr. Leonardo Rosario. Here is Salina Central Orchestra member Jaden Anderson, who has some thoughts on Honors Orchestra.
I'm Jaden. I go to Salina Central High School, and my favorite thing about Honor Orchestra, I gotta say, is probably meeting new people and playing different music with a bunch of other kids from different parts of the state.
Around 5 schools attended this event, with about 50 students performing. This has been Kat White, reporting for NewsDesk.
A pour painting activity was held in the Student Success Center this semester. The event was held in celebration of the LGBT History Month, where students could come in during their free time and make paintings using colors of the LGBTQ+ flag. Student Success coach Jennifer Moran, who hosted this event, has this to say.
I do some kind of an art class every month, and we try to focus them on whatever's going on that month, like Hispanic Heritage Month or LGBTQ Pride, things like that. It makes it fun. And so for this month, we focused on LGBTQ flag colors, and we did pour painting. And some people stuck to the colors of the flag. Some people did whatever colors they wanted, but it all, especially when we put all of the paintings together, there were so many colors, just like there's so many people, and it was a really fun thing to do.
About a dozen students attended to show their support, and everyone said they had fun creating their art. Now, it's time to take a closer look at life on campus with the Coyote Spotlight in studio. Today, our interviewer, Kat White.
Hello, thank you so much, Shania. I'm Kat White, and I'm here joined by
Shauna Rorick.
So, Shauna, who are you on campus? Like, what exactly do you do?
So I'm an art administration major and a marketing major here on campus.
So a double major, lots of work.
Yep.
Lots of work. So what exactly does, we'll focus on the art administration major do?
So around campus specifically, I'm more so the guinea pig in the art department, kind of helping put up and take down gallery shows and also kind of facilitate artists that are coming in.
And what exactly do you do on the business side of your major?
So with marketing, I'm kind of hoping to be a curator in the future, and with that, it'll kind of just help me grow skills in the administration part of it.
Awesome. So you talked a little bit earlier about setting up and tearing down all of the art galleries. So far, we've had 3 or 4. What has been your favorite this year?
So I think this year my favorite would have to be the Tim Stone Gallery, especially with his usage of spray paint as his medium along with other materials just to create his wonderful works.
Mm-hmm. And you're a senior, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've been here for a little bit of time. Over the time you've been here, what has been your favorite so far?
So I think so far my favorite show would have to be the late Professor Jeroen Nelemont's show. I like all of his different mediums coming together, but essentially it's all a digital work piece.
All right. So speaking of mediums, what exactly has been your favorite so far to work with?
I used to enjoy doing painting a lot, but there was a class that I'd taken, I think last year, that got me really into doing paper craft.
So paper craft, is that like paper mache or some like sculptures, or what exactly is that?
Well, paper craft is essentially you're cutting up paper into different shapes and then you're layering them on top of each other to create different images.
Oh, all right. So as a senior, you've obviously done some work in and outside of the art department. Do you work with maybe the Salina Arts, something like that?
Yeah, I'm currently employed at the Art Center, and I'm also doing an internship there next semester.
And what exactly does your job right now entail?
So right now, I'm just a little gallery attendant, but I also set up for events, help facilitate the gallery of people coming in, giving them information on what's going on.
And what will your internship entail, hopefully?
So since I'm an art administration major, I'm going to be helping a lot with facilitating artists coming in and also doing a lot of tearing down and setting up gallery work.
So similar to what you do right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about art. So Salina is like one of those big art towns here in Kansas. What exactly have been your favorite murals or maybe statues that you see downtown?
So there is a mural downtown that was made by Mantra. They're from France, and it's a mural of a bunch of different moths on the wall, and I think that one's really pretty. There's also a sculpture that used to be downtown near Martinelli's that is a giant rat, and I found that one really funny.
Little ratatouille moment.
Yeah.
Great. So we've talked quite a bit about art. Let's go on to what you do outside of art at the school. Do you Maybe are you a part of a club? What do you do?
So I'm a part of the esports team here on campus. I do Overwatch, and also outside of that, I do a lot of reading.
So we'll focus on the esports and the Overwatch part. So why specifically do you play Overwatch other than games like Valorant or something like that?
So Overwatch, I just played a lot, and it came out in 2016, and I got my first Xbox in 2018. And so that was kind of the first game that I got into.
Alrighty, and books. What's your favorite books? Like
Probably the Powerless series. That one's really good.
Alright, tell me a little bit about the Powerless series.
So it's a fantasy book, and it's one of my favorite fantasy books right now. It's kind of an empowerment type of book.
Awesome, I love that. So thank you so much for doing this interview with me, and I'll send it back to Shania.
Thanks, Kat. That's all the time we have for now. On behalf of our producers, reporters, and studio crew, thanks for watching. And make sure you check in again next week for another studio edition of the News Desk. I'm Shania Marape.
What you want?